200. Well, it might not be 200 takes I've taken, but it certainly feels that way. Right, let's get down to it, shall we? What I'm talking to you about today is another Keces audio product. On the last upload I made, I showed you the E40, the phono stage from the brand. And today I'm going to be showing you another product of theirs, and it's the E40 50 watt per channel stereo integrated amplifier. Does it live up to expectations? Well, I've been running it in the past 2 months, and I must say I'm pretty pleased with how it sounds. Am I going to turn to you and say this is the best sounding amplifier I've ever heard and you must rush out and go and buy it? Well, no, I'm not going to say that to you. When someone says to me, is that the best product you've ever heard? What's the best product? Asking what the best product is asking how long's a piece of string. What do you mean? What is the best product? It's a very hard question to quantify because I've heard so many fantastic sounding amplifiers. There are a couple that really do stand out. But I'm going to talk to you about the positive points and what I've found positive about this amplifier. To get the ball rolling, let me show you just some of the features of what this amplifier has to offer for the very modest price that Keces Audio are asking for this. Now, to get the ball rolling, the first thing I'd like to show you, I'm resting this amplifier on my knee, hoping it's not going to fall off. Now, I'm going to show you, as I say, the first little thing you do get with this amplifier. I hope you can see that there. This is a Panasonic camera that I use for making these recordings, and it's a lovely camera. It's just that Panasonic have a very poor reputation of autofocus. So if the thing jumps in and out of focus, then you know it's a Panasonic camera. It's one of the problems of the Panasonic Lumix range. Anyway, the remote control. That's what you get. It's a very simple and a very basic remote control that comes with this particular amplifier. All you get is 5 buttons. Now, when we think of maybe a remote control that we get from our TV, we look at that remote control and we see it plastered with hundreds and hundreds of different buttons in different colours. And probably 90% of those buttons we never ever use. With the Keces Audio remote control, you'll find that even though it's only got 5 very simple buttons, it's 5 buttons that you're going to use all of the time. Starting at the top, we've got the on and off switch. Don't know if you can see that there, on and off switch. Just below that, we've got the source selector. And below that, we've got the mute button. Then to the right hand side, we've got 2 buttons, one that raises the volume and one that lowers the volume. And that's it. A very simple, very plastic remote control. If Keces Audio were charging £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 for this amplifier, you might have a right to complain, or any amplifier you buy in that price range. If you were forking out that kind of money, you would expect probably a solid metal remote control, and you'd have a right to demand that for the kind of money you're paying. But for the kind of money that Keces Audio are charging, just to get a remote control, to me, is a plus point. It might be basic, but it does the job. Okay, I'm going to put that over there out of the way, and I'm going to now move on to the meat, the main amplifier itself. Now, you probably recognise the styling of the amplifier because it's probably, well, it is exactly the same as the E40. I tell you what, this is a heavy boy, and I'm going to have trouble supporting this while I'm showing you it. Now, I hope I don't drop it on the floor. I say it's probably about 5 kilos, I reckon that. Good hefty weight to it. And that reason for that is because it's got an absolutely massive toroidal transformer inside the case there. Now, if I turn it around that way there, once again, you can see on the top of the unit, it's got the beautifully engraved Keces Audio logo. I think it looks really, really cool and very smart. It really does add a plus to the appearance of the amplifier. On the front panel, we've got a very simple on and off switch here to the left hand side, and to the right we've got the input selector. And of course, if you do lose your remote control, you can lower and raise the volume manually. Turning the amplifier around, what do we get for our money? Good question. And this is what we get. We get a phono stage. We see here we've got a grounding. Once we see that grounding, we know that there's a phono stage included. This is a moving magnet phono stage. So if you've got a moving magnet cartridge on your turntable, then you can connect it directly to this amplifier to start listening to your turntable. You've got two analog inputs. You've got a pre-out, so you can connect a subwoofer or use the integrated as a preamplifier and add a power amplifier of your choice, maybe Keces Audio, whichever. You'll also notice here, rather nicely, you've got a USB port. This USB port is 16-bit only. Is that a deal breaker? No, it's not. And the reason I say no, it's not, even though a lot of people are looking for 24, 96 DACs or even 32-bit DACs, probably for most of us, our music is still CD quality 16-bit. Probably 90% of our music is. So I don't really see that as a problem, this DAC only being 16-bit, because as I say, most of our music is still at CD quality. Not a deal breaker as far as I'm concerned. We've got here also where we connect up our speaker cables. And here we have our inlet, IEC inlet, where we can choose or add the power cable of our choice. So you can see from the rear of the amplifier, it's a fully equipped amplifier for any sort of source you may wish to use. But not only that, it gets even better. Because if we return to the front of the amplifier, here we see the sensor for the remote control. So we've got a remote control, we've got a USB port to play files from our computer, and we've also got a phono stage. But not only that, we've also got a 3.5mm jack for adding our headphones. I'm not the greatest headphone listener in the world. I much prefer listening to a pair of loudspeakers, so I'm not an expert when it comes to what sounds good in the world of headphones. But I can tell you I have connected up a pair of headphones to this, and it sounds very, very good. I can't go into great detail. As I say, I'm not a headphone expert, but when I connected it up, I didn't hear a harsh, brittle sound. It was a sound that I found personally still to be most enjoyable. No complaints for me. The same goes for the USB port, listening to files from a computer. Again, it sounds very, very good. A dedicated DAC sounds better, but for an onboard DAC, it is more than acceptable. Again, remember the price you're paying for this amplifier. And also the phono stage, the moving magnet phono stage, is ideal for entry-level turntables. So even though it's fully loaded amplifier, the quality of the components that Keces have added to this amplifier, they haven't cut corners. They're all quality parts, quality features that you can use. They're not like such poor quality that when you connect your headphones or your turntable or your computer up, it's such poor quality that you don't want to listen to it. Far from it. They're all parts of very, very high quality. But the main reason that we probably buy this kind of amplifiers is to listen to it in stereo. What does it sound like in stereo? I need to put this down for a minute. As I say, my hand is absolutely aching with it weighing the way that it does. Again, how does it sound in stereo? It sounds an absolute peach. It's beautiful to listen to. And the thing that I've found with Keces Audio, the thing that I probably most enjoy about their products is the bass quality on it. The bass really is quite exceptional. The depth on it, the control on it, the texture to it is absolutely first class, especially, again, I must stress, especially for the price that Keces are asking for the retail price of this amplifier. Normally, when we look at or hear amplifiers in this sort of price class, there's always something negative to find about the amplifier. Maybe when we turn the volume up, for example, the sound becomes harsh or brittle and we need to turn the volume down again quickly because it's hurting our ears, or the bass is loose and woolly. There's always something about budget amplifiers that we can find to criticise about the sound quality of them, but to be honest with you, I'm struggling with the Keces. I'm finding it very, very difficult to find something to complain about this amplifier. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is the best amplifier in the world. It's still a budget amplifier, but for the price that's being asked, I can't criticise it at all. As I say, I thoroughly enjoyed the time that I've been listening to this amplifier. I have bought this amplifier. It is a brand that I work with, so I'm not just looking at this amplifier through rose-tinted glasses. It offers exceptional sound quality. Again, I must stress how good that bass does sound. The treble is extremely refined. The sound is extremely balanced between the treble, the mid-range and the bass. It's all nicely balanced and, as I say, extremely enjoyable to listen to. The stereo imaging and focus is absolutely superb yet again. I can't really stress how good it is and how enjoyable I've found listening to this amplifier. Nothing at all really to criticise. But again, I must stress, I don't want you to take my word for it. Go out there, try and listen to this amplifier for yourself. As it's probably a relatively unknown brand, it might be hard to get a demonstration or hear this amplifier. But if you get the opportunity, if you see it in a show, or you've got a dealer nearby that's got this amplifier on demonstration, give it a listen. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at just how good it does sound. As I say, it's heavy. We give it the knuckle test. Solidly built. It's got a massive toroidal transformer inside it. Beautifully built. Great styling. Fully featured. Fantastic sound. What's not to like? Brilliant amplifier. I hope you've enjoyed this little presentation I've made of the Keces audio, and thank you for tuning in to the Eden Audio YouTube channel. Got some more stuff to show you coming very, very shortly. We've got some loudspeakers that I've been waiting a couple of months for, so they're going to be due in very, very shortly, and I'm going to be making a video upload of them. So take care, keep on listening to that music, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.